We live in a country where we probably would not want to be recognized. Why would I be in the limelight, man? And how do we even make friends, man? It was amazing, man. The dopamine rush, and I was literally dancing, and people were laughing at me, and I literally did not even care. I was jumping on the pavement. I was dancing. It was a crazy experience. But at the end of the day, nobody knows me, right? We have bigger clients with us. What they have in mind is that they're gonna do some magic, and our Instagram or our social is gonna explode. This is not the case. Algorithm, try to figure out like who do your content should be served to.
So at the moment, I'm running a content agency, and it's pretty recent that I've started to call myself a content agency owner. Previously, it was just like a video editor. One should not call himself an agency owner unless he has $1 million agency.
This is our first podcast, and I thought, who could be better than my best friend Ali, who's in the same industry. He's a content agency owner from Islamabad, Pakistan, and he have with us. And I thought, why not, man? So welcome to the show, Ali. What do you feel?
So yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's just an honor, and firstly, like it's an honor to be the first guest on your show, and then secondly, it's an honor to be your friend, and then thirdly, I think it's gonna be an amazing podcast, and I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, bro. People can tell we have scripted the intros already.
People can sense the bromance here. People know this is this is some homo shit.
Yeah. Why in the hell? Why in the planet they would be so honored to be each other's podcast, man? But yeah,
Exactly.
man. But let's go.
Oh,
Let's
it's an
let's get
honor,
this
bro.
started, man.
Like helping a friend out, supporting like I mean, imagine your friend inviting you for a pod. Like that's the best thing because there's no nervousness. There's nothing like excitement, pure excitement. Like I was excited
Yeah,
for this since like 4 days prior. I was like, man, finally it's happening. Even though the last time I ditched
yeah,
you, but very excited
yeah.
now.
Do you remember when we were part of a coaching program back in July 2024,
Yeah,
and it was then maybe it was August when we were planning to launch our podcast, but it's finally happened, man. Yeah, really excited.
yeah. And fun fact, actually, so like me and Fahad's friendship actually began because when it was our first coaching call, and I was there, and I wanted to ask a question, and he wouldn't shut up. He would just keep on speaking. We had an hour to ask the questions, and he took 50 minutes, and then I had to intervene, and I was like, bro, like we also have questions. Please stop. And that's how we started, like initially. But yeah,
Yeah,
fun
it
start,
was it
fun.
was it was fun, man.
And
The
not
best
for you,
part.
man, not for us. We were
Yeah,
waiting for our buddy,
but
which most of you don't like won't know. It's called number,
turn
like our turn.
turn yeah, man, like if I would ask so much question, like why would I be in the limelight, man? And how do we even make friends, man? But yeah, it was crazy. So Ali, just tell us a little bit about what do you do, what do your business and everything looks like, so that we can just start and get this rolling.
So at the moment, I'm running a content agency, and it's pretty recent that I've started to call myself a content agency owner. Previously, it was just like a video editor, and thanks to the coaching program that we became friends in, that now it's
Yeah.
now it's called a content agency. So essentially, I run a content agency, and I try to help keynote speakers and course creators grow on their socials because I've done that for myself, and now I sell that as a service. Like previously I was also like doing the same thing, but now I have the social proof, and also I know how to present my offer better, so now I can charge more. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much it, trying to make the most money humanly
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal, honestly. Like that's what I do and what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, so I have two questions. One would be like, why do you choose to work with the keynote speakers and podcasters? And secondly, I would really appreciate you saying that so I can charge better, so I can charge premium. Like a lot of people would hesitate here saying this, that man, what do even people think about me, like that I'm talking about it openly, man? What's wrong with talking about charging premium openly? Like this dedicates, and this shows like I have a client, his name is Michael, and I was listening to one of his podcasts the other day, and he was telling me, whenever you bought a computer and you add this to your business, increase your pricing. Whenever you've become a part of a coaching program and you have spent some money onto it, increase your pricing. When he was like, he was even talking about the minor things, like the smallest thing possible, but that really clicked me, man. Like this is so true. Like we don't even think about our pricing this way, that man, yeah, the new
Yeah.
computer or the new technology you invested in is eventually going to help the clients to
Yeah.
grow and whatever the goal they have. So yeah, I appreciate you openly talking about it, that
Yeah.
we started charging premiumly. And the secondly, why do you choose the keynote speaker?
So my whole journey has been very organic. From the very very start, like from when I was 11 years old, I always had a passion for video. I used to make vlogs and content and whatnot, and like I was doing all sorts of like crazy things. So video was always a passion. Video was always like I knew I had to do something in video. But whoever I
Hmm.
asked, they were like,
Hmm.
"You can only do one thing in video in Pakistan, and that is like that is wedding photography or videography. That's it. Like there's nothing else that you can do." But I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be inside video. So that's how I started. And the reason why I chose keynote speakers and course creators was a recent addition, but previously it was mainly keynote speakers and podcasters. So the reason I went with like this particular niche was because my first huge client, like a client that I would consider who pays me good money, was a keynote speaker. He was also
Oh,
a podcaster, and he was also featured in a few magazines, like etc. Why are you laughing, bro? Bro, you
bro.
are you are throwing me off topic now.
No. I'm not throwing you off topic, because you've been so genuine, man. You're genuinely talking to people and telling them your secrets. Like, you didn't made things up just for the sake of a podcast, man. You're
Nothing.
so honest that
Yeah.
my first big client, he was a keynote speaker, and I
Yeah.
was laughing deep down, thinking about that. He don't even care that making things up and everything, because
Yeah.
down the road, the reason why I chose business coaches is because one of my highest paying client is a business coach, man. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm working with him. I have the portfolio, I have proven
Yeah.
systems, and that's why I chose to go for business coaches, man.
Bro,
Ali,
exactly.
you've been never such honest, man.
Bro, the thing is like no matter how much you fake pretend, eventually that mask comes off,
Yeah,
like now, if not tomorrow. So I think that's
yeah,
gonna give anyone a lot of embarrassment. So I think
yeah,
just being honest, just being real, just being nice is actually a good thing, because then people can relate with you, and then when people relate
yeah,
with you, they connect with you, they follow you, and then they eventually get to a better place if they listen to you. So keeping
yeah.
this thought process, my first big client was a keynote speaker, and I do not even consider him my client anymore. He's like a big brother. He's
Oh
like
wow.
he's like a mentor, because he has literally guided me by like holding my finger, and like
Wow.
essentially he's just told me everything, that this is how you do this is how you do that. And like the question that you asked, that why are people afraid to charge higher, I think it's just because of the income difference of someone living here in Pakistan and someone living in North America. People do not
Hmm.
understand the fact that
Hmm.
them paying $3,500 a month is like someone in Pakistan paying 50K a month, because the
Hmm.
income is so high there, even though we think we're charging a lot of money, but for them
Hmm.
it's like okay money, because you are freeing up time for them. And if someone is, let's say, a multi-millionaire, and
Hmm.
his hourly rate is, let's say, $10,000 an hour. So
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if I save him 4 hours a week, I'm giving him $40,000 in ROI. And if I charge like 5,000 for that, and I give him video, scripting, posting, engagement, content strategy, bro, that's free for him. That's literally free for him.
yeah.
The only problem comes when freelancers don't know how to present themselves properly. I don't have the
Hmm.
best lighting, but I try to like cover that up with the mic and like the overall offer. But you have amazing
Hmm.
lighting. This is the
Hmm.
stuff that sells. People don't
Hmm.
like, no matter how good you speak, no matter what you can say, again, it's about the presentation, it's about the first impressions. So if you can
Hmm.
have those like essentially great first impressions, people pay you, because then people are like, okay, like he means business. And obviously you have to
Hmm.
be good at what you do. Like that's the first condition.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
not good at what you do, then no matter what you do,
Hmm.
eventually like your churn rate is going to be so bad that after 1 month every single client is going to cancel. Then you need a
Yeah,
new
yeah, yeah.
client every single month. That's not going to like that's not going to be a scalable business. So that's how my journey has been, and that's how I started with keynote speakers. And then through referrals, a lot of referrals, I essentially grew my business. And yeah, we closed in at, I don't know if I can say the number or not. I think I shouldn't, but
Yeah.
the evil eye.
Let's just keep it X. Let's just keep it X.
Yeah.
And if somebody in North America or somewhere listening to this, this is not like a stereotypical thing, but yeah, this shit is real, man. Shit
Yeah.
is real.
Evil eye is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's very bad here. It's
Higher or lower
really
kar
really
lete hain.
bad.
Sorry,
Yeah,
let's do higher or lower. You say a
yeah.
number and I'll say higher. If it's higher, then I'll say lower.
Uh, $10,000.
Higher.
$15,000.
Lower. So now we know where we're
Makes
at.
sense.
This is the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
month that I'm actually at this number, because previously it has always been 10 or less than 10. But of course, Fahad knows the ins and outs of my business a bit. He knows my
yeah,
margins aren't that great. So I don't get to keep a lot of that money. But it still comes through my account, though. That still
yeah.
counts.
Yeah, but actually we're working on it. We are working on it because
Yeah.
lately we've been on a call and we've been discussing about the margins and everything. Because uh, Ali was Ali had a very different mindset, and I would say a very rigid mindset about the margins and everything, and he was stuck to his belief and everything. But because at the end of the day, he was underestimating his potential, his contribution towards a client, rather than comparing yourself with the video editors and the graphic designers and script writers. But that's not bad in most of the cases, but especially here, like when you are running behind, when you're running a content agency, you have to run behind video editors. You have to make sure the quality is up to the mark. You have to make sure the content being posted upon
Yeah.
upon the time, and the scripts are good and everything. Then uh in Ali's case, he was paying like 60-70% of his margins, like to his
Yeah.
like
50,
his
60. Yeah.
team, if I'm not wrong. So that's huge. That's actually huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, and also you were telling me that you don't have on-site team also, right?
Yeah.
Which in my
They're all
case is
remote.
not the
Yeah.
case. Yeah, they are remote, so that's why the margins kind of grew. I mean, I'm not against remote things, since we work out with our clients remotely. It's not bad. But
Yeah.
we work with our clients, and we do the commitment kind of thing. But essentially, the video editor, the thumbnail designers, and they are the people who actually does the work. But yeah, on top of you, on top of them, there's us, right?
Yeah.
Who has the brain behind the strategy and
Yeah.
content and everything. Because only a single video editor cannot do the job, only a graphic
And
designer
bro.
cannot do the job, only a script
Yeah.
writer cannot do the job, right? So this
Yeah.
is where we comes in. I think we should not even call ourselves the agency owner, because this is a very, very overrated term in 2024 and 2025.
Exactly.
I think
Exactly.
I think the
I
yeah,
actually,
someone like
I actually have
social.
an,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I actually have a very unpopular opinion on this. I think one should not call himself an agency owner unless he has $1 million agency, which means that he's doing at least $80,000 a month. Like if you're not doing that, you're not an agency owner. You're just in the business of labor arbitrage. That's it. You're just trying to find
yeah,
like work done and then like
yeah,
getting
yeah,
it done
yeah,
cheaper, and you're keeping the cut. You're just a broker. Because
yeah,
when you're like, honestly, like if you ask yourself, and if I ask myself,
mm,
10K is like 3 clients. That's not an agency, bro.
yeah,
Like that's nothing. However, if you have like 15, 10, 15, 20 clients, then you have an agency, then you have operations, then you have stuff. Like
yeah,
that is when I think an agency would be an agency. But I mean,
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
if people want to call it that, they can. However, I don't think
yeah,
like that, and I think neither should anyone, because I think it just puts you in a place where you think you've done shit but you've not done anything, but people
yeah.
say that you've done shit, and I think that's very bad for your growth.
It's actually bad for your growth. Yes, I agree.
True that.
You remember the other day we were talking about surround yourself with the people who have done some shit, so that way you can
Yeah.
compare like where you stand. Because like people are doing really good business in here, in Pakistan. But at the end of the day, like if you compare ourselves with the with the people who are making money here, like let's say the top 10% here, we are definitely making uh, the top, let's say
Yeah.
top 2 or to top 3% money. We are
Yeah.
making what top 2% make here in Pakistan. So like
Yeah.
if we get to have that feeling and stuff like that, like who do we even compare ourselves with? But now,
Yeah.
like since we have been a part
Imposter
of
syndrome. Yeah.
importance syndrome, and since we have been a part of different coachings, and we have bigger clients with us, we have different communities working with us, then we get to know like people are making $80,000 a month, $100,000 a month, crazy money. And we ourselves, like when we get to print such money for our clients, like we have the stats, we have the data, we have the numbers and everything, like how much the client makes.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't know, in the premium package of Ali's and also my premium package, we actually has the numbers, like how much
Yeah.
clients are actually made, because the system and everything
Yeah.
has been designed in a way, down the road we actually get to know that how much money we have helped our client make this month. So yeah, while they get to print their money, while we doing the work, they only doing the showing up on the calls, and
Yeah.
helping up their clients, which is also not like a very easy
Yeah.
thing. I'm not saying this, but since we managing everything, we get to see like, man, people are
Yeah.
making crazy money.
Yeah.
Like the average client, let's say, like average client, like my client on an average make, let's say, 20 to 30K average.
Yeah.
And I don't have like a category for that. Like I don't have like above 50K clients. Not
Yeah.
all of them are above 50K, but there's definitely someone who are above 100K as well.
Yeah.
So while counting an average, so it comes down to 20 to
Yeah.
30K a month average. So while just showing up on the calls,
Yeah.
coaching a group of people. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, this is very important, man. Like if you start to compare yourself with the people
Yeah.
here, and there's a term called, I don't know what is it, like, uh,
Comparison is the killer of joy.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
You cannot compare yourself with anyone. And I think just having this belief in you, KR, I'm gonna get there eventually. Like 20K, 30K, it just needs, like, for example, you were talking about your clients that all they have to do is take calls and everything now. But like they've put in years and years and years behind their expertise. So now all they have to do is have someone come on the call because they know they have the knowledge, they have the closing skills, that they
Yep.
will close them. They just need someone to book a call with them. And I think
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
where, yeah, like that's where their edge is, because they know as soon as someone comes on the call, the stuff, like, that's gonna come out of their mouth, it's gonna be crazy. For us, that's not the case at the moment. Like even right now, if you were to like, even though I've grown my own socials, I've helped so many I work with really, really high level entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
If a new client comes and he's like, I want to grow my socials, I'm shitting my pants because I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. Like
Yep.
that's always the case. I think the fear never goes away, but I think when you do it 20, 30, 50 times, that's
Yep.
when you're like, I mean, I think it's going to work. But at the end of the day, it's just taking action instead of inaction. I think just doing the thing, that is what ultimately matters. And I wanted to add on our like on your previous point where you mentioned that like we are the bosses and everything, and we essentially have taken the risks and whatever. But I think it's not so much about the risks, it's just about the fact
Hmm.
that we take action as soon as we learn something. Everyone has
Yeah.
access to information now. It's not that people don't have access to information, it's just that people don't apply that information. And we were also going to go down a similar rabbit hole 3 months ago when we were like, we were going to like choose another coaching program, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
let's first apply the shit that we know. And I think 99% of the things out there now, we would figure out on our own if we actually just sat with a piece of paper and just brainstormed. We would come to the same answers. It's just
Yep.
that we do not have enough confidence in ourselves at the moment, that we're like, I mean, is this the right way? Like, is this how we should do it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's that. But again, like I think he who loves walking will walk further than he who loves the destination. So I think just enjoy walking and making like 9,000, 10,000, 7,000. That's a lot of money. But it's just that we're comparing ourselves with people who have millions and millions and millions. And I think that is what drives us. And
Yep.
another point I want to add here was there was a podcast of uh, the the diary of a CEO, and he had someone
Hmm.
on the show who said the three traits of highly like successful people and people
Successful
who've made a
people.
lot of money. And one
Hmm.
point inside those 3 points was that they never feel like they've done enough. Like they're always on a shortage, that I I have to work more. Like even if they work a lot, they're always like, I have to work more. They are insecure
Hmm.
about something. They want to prove something, and there's just
Hmm.
this inner desire. And that is so true. Like I have
Hmm.
that. I don't know why that is. I don't know if I'm not like, I know I'm gonna be hugely successful, inshallah. Inshallah, for
Yep.
sure. Again, inshallah, whatever Allah wills. But
Yep.
my desire is I want to be extremely successful, both in terms of having a good family and then having a lot of money, because success is subjective.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's that's
I
uh,
agree. I
that's what I'm
agree.
thinking.
I agree, and I would like to add here, like, the affirmations, and the whole scenario about the universe, pushing things towards you. Especially, I'm talking about the success, or
Manifestation,
money,
yeah.
or manifestation, and everything. I have recently started, practicing it, but Ali, things have been magical for me. Like, I don't know. You do you do
It
you do you do
works,
the
bro. I've got this poem here, and this is this is a picture that I took from the book Think and Grow Rich. The whole book is about manifestation and thinking how you're gonna get rich.
Yeah, yeah,
So I would like to read the read this small poem if you'd allow me.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Can
yeah.
I?
Sure, go
All
ahead,
right.
go
So
ahead.
yeah, you have to listen to me very carefully. This is a very deep poem, and once you like read this, though, you're gonna be like, I want to read the whole book now because it is the greatest book that I've ever read. The greatest book.
Wow,
No
wow.
book comes crazy. It's all about mindset and it's crazy. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
I I bargained with life for a penny, and life
Okay,
would pay no more. However, I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. Like scanty means like very low or like pretty miserable.
okay.
For life is just sorry again. For life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, why you must bear the task.
Hmm.
I worked for a menial's hire. Menial means very low. I
Hmm.
worked for a menial's hire only to learn dismayed. Like maza nahi
Hmm.
aaya.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
That any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Crazy, bhai, crazy,
Whoa. Oh
crazy,
my god.
yaar.
Oh my god. Oh my
What,
god.
bro? It's
This is deep.
this book is next level stuff. Like I've heard
This
Luke
is
Belmar, almost
deep.
every single person like recommend this book. Crazy book,
Imagine.
crazy. But I've
Imagine.
been reading this, and the whole like perspective like about manifestation is changing. Like the whole book is about desire. Like if you have a desire to do something, the universe is gonna make shit happen. Like that's just gonna make that shit happen. And I don't know how to explain it. Like it's pretty sci-fi shit, but like he says it works, and we felt like it works because every single thing, the reality, the reality that I'm currently in, the reality you're in, I'm pretty sure you imagined it some time back
Yeah,
when you were,
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes,
Like
yes.
this is exactly what I imagined. This is exactly what I wanted. Like having a podcast with a person who has the same mindset as me, everything. This is exactly what I imagined, and it's come out even better. So what's
Yeah.
stopping me to manifest something that I know now, sorry, that I want to happen now, and I think it's gonna happen just because it's gonna have more money in it. It's gonna happen for sure. Like if we can get to the point where we are right now without zero knowledge, without knowing anything, without zero coaching, without any support, without anything, if we can get till here, then now having all the information, all the mindset stuff, all the manifestation, everything, how far can we get if we just put in the work? So I think
Yeah, this is crazy.
that's that.
I think you saw the story this weekend. The last weekend we were on dinner and we
Yeah.
went to movies and stuff like that. And I was telling the senior editor of my team, and I was telling him, Muiz, would you believe me that I've actually manifested the same thing, like me having a dinner with my team on a rooftop restaurant, and later watching a movie. And he said, I won't. And I said, exactly. That's what I want to tell you, that manifestation is so real that whatever you imagine, it is not going to come instantly, but it's surely going to come.
Yeah.
So, and would you believe, I feel like it's kind of like a deja vu.
Yeah.
You know what I feel like it's deja vu because I have been to this restaurant with my team before where actually I haven't. So I was like
Yeah.
telling him,
That
Muiz,
happens.
Muiz, would you believe me that I have actually manifested this, that me taking my boys to movies and having a dinner.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that's crazy. I don't believe you, but okay, let's say you have actually
Bro,
manifested it. And
everything happens.
and there's a manifestation coach from India. I don't know what's his name. They are a couple. I'm sure you have listened to one of their podcasts. So there's a couple. They are a manifestation coach, and they
Hmm.
work with biggest celebrities in Bollywood. So they've been recently on a podcast with what is it called, the Alabadia guy. What is his
रणवीर
podcast name? I don't.
अलाहाबादिया.
Yeah, Ranveer
अपनी
Alabadia and the
मौत के
other
बारे
guy.
में सोचते हो आप? Bro, he's famous for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
line. He was
yeah,
famous.
yeah,
He
yeah.
asks everyone that line.
Everyone, yeah, yeah. So they had those guests, the couple, the manifestation coach, and they was telling one thing. There's a rule to manifestation,
Yeah.
and I heard for the very first time. There's a rule to manifestation, and he said the rule is, you don't actually think how is this going to happen. You don't focus on the vehicle that's going to take you towards that manifestation. And I was like, what is he talking about? And he said, that's the rule. You cannot think about it, that how I'm actually going to do this. You you have to do is
Yeah.
you just have to manifest, and you just have to feel and realize that you're actually living in that moment, and that's
Bro,
it.
exactly. And have you heard of the double slit experiment?
No, what's that?
But you've not heard. Well, it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna like literally do this to you. So so essentially, like this manifestation stuff, like people find it hard to understand at first. People are like, this is all just bullshit and this and that made up stuff, whereas every single person who has done anything in their life, they're like, we manifested it. But let me explain that to you from a physics perspective, and it's going to change. Like, you must have noticed it, but you would have been like, it's just my head, like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
this is not how it works. So
Okay.
that like the the experiment was, there were two slits, right?
Okay.
There were two slits, and there was a white screen behind those slits.
Okay.
Take it. So what the scientists did was, they fired atoms from this side in the first slit, and they were not looking at them. So like,
Okay.
very like miniature experiment, like atoms being fired and a screen and everything, and everything was observed like pretty closely. So no one was looking at the firing of the atoms, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like, let's see what comes on the screen, like on the white screen. And when they fired, the atoms were scattered all over the place and everything. And
Okay.
as soon as there was an observer observing the experiment, when they fired the atoms, they were in a straight line.
Oh
There's
my
no theory.
god.
There's no theory, like this has been
Oh
done
god.
multiple times. Like, when no one was looking, the atoms were like distorted all over the place. As soon as
Uh-huh.
someone was looking, they were in a like perfectly straight line.
Oh
So
my
your
god.
reality is different when you observe it. So when you're observing something, the your reality can complete shiftly sorry can shift completely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Oh
I
my
was like,
god.
like this is exactly what
How is
happens
that
in
even
video games.
possible, man?
Exactly, like this is exactly what happens in video games. You look here, and then when you look there, the frames load up. But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not looking there, the frames don't load up.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, when they say how you perceive your reality to be is how your reality will be, they are not lying. Like, everything cannot be explained. Things are super, everything is frequency. Like, this is frequency,
Yeah.
everything is we are,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and me, we are frequency.
Yep.
So, like, I mean, this is harder to believe that we are like just atoms vibrating together, then it's like,
Yeah.
then it's to believe that we can manifest and things will happen. Everything happens. We have to change our frequency. If we just, bro,
Wow.
like, even in a religion, Allah Ta'ala says, always be thankful to God. Always say,
Hmm.
Ya Allah, Alhamdulillah for everything. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah
Hmm.
for everything. Why? Because
Hmm.
that's gonna put you in a state of abundance. When you are
Yeah.
like when you say Alhamdulillah, you are content with where you are. And when you are like when you are abundant, or when you are in a state of abundance, like abundance, everything comes to you, because you're not needy. Whoever is needy, nothing comes to them, and that's just a fact,
Wow.
bro. That's crazy. Not like, it's crazy, like, hard to explain, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, these things, if someone were like, if a religion was to be like frequency, this, that, people would not take it as seriously. But some things are said in code words that only the true like the true like the true intellectual minds would understand, that whoever like looks into it, they'll
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah.
So, bro, it's very powerful, and I'm a huge
Yeah.
believer in that. I manifest all the time, like before I sleep, when I'm awake, when I'm working, whenever I get those like 3-4 moments where, sorry, like 3-4 tasks where I don't have to actively use my brain, I'm manifesting. I'm thinking about the life that I want. And what happens? Opportunities come, and bro, like miracles happen. At least I've
Miracles happening. Yep.
seen, bro, like in my journey, I've seen how, if you just be content, if you just be a nice person, you'll feel like there's someone looking at you from the top, and someone's like, don't go there,
Hmm.
don't do that, like, hey you
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
hey you
yeah.
go. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
there's never a day when you'll sleep with stress if you just be content. I think the people, and also I've personally noticed all of my friends who were the most concerned about, how am I going to make this much money, money is so hard, money this, money that, they're always in a lack of money, whereas I never give two shits about the fact that, like, even
Hmm.
till this day, I don't know how much money I make. It's just that I know, like, I have a rough idea as to how much, like I'm gonna get like this much money this month, and the next month we'll see.
Hmm.
Like, there's no like, I'm making this much money, I have to make this much next month. I'm always in a state of abundance. I don't know if I'm gonna get maybe like 5 clients the next month, maybe I'll make like 6 times as much. So always in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
state of abundance, that anything can happen. And I think manifesting it is the most important thing, because
Yeah.
if you cannot even see it here, then how can you like eventually, like, have it someday? Just have the belief that someday it's gonna happen.
I feel you when you say frequencies because I take it this way. Like, imagine a radio. Okay. So the channels are already set like
Yeah.
success, failure, lack of opportunities, health, and everything is set to its frequencies. and we can call it channels. It's us as a radio at what frequency we tune ourselves
Yeah.
into, right? So
Yeah.
if we tune towards like, okay, thank you God for everything, we are tuning to the abundance channel, right?
Yeah.
And when we tune to the abundance channel, we attract, opportunities, we
Yeah.
attract, that thing. So yeah, I feel you with that. And the radio
Yeah.
example is, actually explain, that
And
scenario, man. Yeah.
and also I'd like to add another point here as well. Like this is a
Yeah, yeah,
point that I've personally like
yeah,
this is
yeah.
what I've thought of personally. So uh like I used to look at many people and they were working twice as hard as me, and they were like putting in so many hours and everything, and I always wondered, like, why do I get to make more money than them even though they're working like 40
Do
50
you?
hours a week?
Do you?
Yeah, yeah,
I always,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I always.
And when I thought about it, na, in the start, I felt bad. But then when I actually thought about it, I came to this conclusion that, bro, wait a second. Like, people say all the time that the universe gives to those who ask, all right?
Yes.
And the only difference that I found between me and the other people who were working twice as hard for me, sorry,
Hmm.
not for me, but for anyone in general, but they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
making a lot of money, was that I was learning. Like I
Hmm.
was learning, like I was reading books, I was watching podcasts, I was always in this desire to improve myself, whereas they weren't. They were always like, we've put in like 10 hours of work, all right, I mean, we deserve to rest now. Whereas even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
I
yeah.
was not working 10 hours like a day, but I was always working for a future self. So if let's say I want myself to be making $200,000 after 6 months, the only
Hmm.
difference between now and the person, like the person I'm going to be when I'm making that money, is that I'm
Hmm.
going to know how outreach works, probably like better
Hmm.
outreach, better this, better that. So I have to like just fill my brain up with knowledge now. So the only
Hmm.
difference I've noticed is that even though I wasn't working so hard, but I was gaining knowledge because of the like because of that, I showed the universe I deserve success. So thinking like I
Wow.
mean, you're working hard, that's another thing. But when you are actually showing up every single day, working for a future self, improving yourself, and you show the universe, I
Hmm.
deserve this because I'm putting in the work. People say they want it, but they're not putting in like they're not willing to put in the work. They do the
Hmm.
bare minimum. And when I say bare minimum, like bare minimum, I'm like donkey work stuff
Yeah, yeah.
that requires no brain, or I mean, even if it does require a brain,
Hmm.
but if you're not doing anything for your future self, then how do you expect your future to be different? So I was like, I mean, the only difference that I can see is that I'm educating myself, I'm learning, and I'm putting in the action if, that I want to be in a better place. And because of that, maybe I show the universe that I deserve something else. So that's why I
Hmm.
get it. That was the only reason that I could come up to. Otherwise, there's no other point. Like people say they want success, but do they deserve it? Like when you go
Hmm.
home, like when you work for 10 hours a day, do you spend 15 minutes listening to a podcast or a coaching program or anything in the future I'm going to be a better person because of this? If you
Hmm.
don't, so you can work 16 hours a day, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah,
So
very
you have to
true.
show the universe that you deserve, and then eventually opportunities come. Like if I talk about me, and I'm not sure about you, but for me, whenever I've got an opportunity, I wasn't prepared for it, but then eventually it worked out, like when I put in the put in the effort. So
Hmm.
I think you can never be 100% prepared for any opportunity. It's just that when the opportunity comes, you have to be prepared enough to take it. Like the harder I work, the luckier I get, you know. So just being prepared, just putting in the effort, and then eventually it pays off, like it compounds. But some people just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. I take this point to explain. I was explaining my younger brother the other day, and he was like, we are in the same business, and I'm not making as much as you. And what's the reason? Like,
Mm.
and I personally believe he's more talented than me. And I was asking him a couple of questions. Do you go to work daily? Do you like physically go to
Yeah.
work daily? Because like in our industry, the biggest problem is that we can work from wherever we want, and it's like a curse. It's a
Yeah.
good thing, but it's also a bad thing too.
Yeah.
So I was asking him, do you go to work daily? And he was like, what are you talking about? What work? And I was like, do you have a physical office, like a physical desk where you
Yeah.
sit at a specific time daily? Do you do that? And he said, I don't. I said, okay, no problem. And the second question I asked him, do you work out daily? And he said, like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm talking to you about, like
Yeah.
my business is not going, and you're talking to me about me working out. And I was like, do you work out? And he said, no, I do. I'm not working out. I said, okay. And the third thing I asked him that, do you manifest and do you write your goals like daily or like a weekly? Do you like plan your day, or do you like plan your week, or do you like plan your month? And I said, bro, none of your, you're talking just bullshit, and none of this does make any sense. And just talk to me like, how can I get more clients and make more money? And I was like, bro, just figure out these three things first. And he was like, how? And I was like, because luck is real. And he was like, how? And I explained to him that I am lucky. I might not be that talented, but I'm definitely lucky. And he was like, how? And I explained him that it's like a circle. Okay, so you have to maintain the circle, and the circle has three portions. Like, you put in the work daily, you setting the goals daily, and you maintaining yourself, like you keeping yourself
Hmm.
physically fit to be able to perform those tasks. Like, if you would be sick, you would not be able to grab a $5,000 opportunity and deliver the best result to a client, no matter what. No matter you have the best
Yeah.
team possible, but you cannot do it if you're not physically, mentally, or spiritually fit. So I said, get yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically fit. Put in the work daily, write down your goals, and then come back to me after 2 months telling me that I'm not getting any clients. And
Yeah.
you know what? He started doing it. Eventually, he get injured while he was very passionate and running me and sending me photos of like I broke my hand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he started to put in the work, and guess what? His previous clients started coming back. They started
Yeah.
reaching out to him like, yo, Saad, are you still in the game? You still editing and stuff like that? And he was like, yo, I am. And the only thing he changed is he started sitting on his desk 4 hours a day. He started running, going out for physical
Yeah.
activity. And the third thing, he just break out his day completely. Like, when he started the day, he just break it down, like, what do I have to achieve today?
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's it.
Bro,
This is how the thing
like this
things.
is literally the cheat code. Like, there's a
Yeah.
line that I tell almost everyone that I meet now, in order for them to just understand, because like I've understood that whoever, like, it doesn't matter if you try to help like someone with all your knowledge and all your resources and
Yeah.
whatever, if they're not open on the receiving end to receive that help, and if
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
open to taking action, nothing's gonna happen. So you have to actually give them something where they're gonna be like, okay, like now this makes sense. So like this is a line that I like, this keeps me motivated as well, and like every single day. And that line is just, if you show up every single day, someday you might get lucky, but you'll
Yeah.
yeah, but you'll never get that lucky day if like, I mean, if you miss a day. So just
Yeah.
show up every single day, bro. Someday you are gonna send a cold DM to someone that's gonna be like, I mean, who you're gonna say that my service is expensive, and they're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, so how expensive? And you'll say 4,000. They're gonna be like, oh, that's some change. Come on. So someday
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna get lucky. So just show up every single day. Like I watched this video of Gary Vee 4 hours ago, actually, in the afternoon, and the person comes up to him and he says that I want to raise money from private equity now, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm reaching out to people and no one's responding and this and that. So Gary Vee is like, how many people have you reached out to? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like 25 people. And Gary Vee's like, 25 people a day? And it's like, no, no, 25 people total. Kata, bro, reach out to like 50 people a day. Out of 500 people, one person might respond to you, but that one person is gonna be enough for you. Like, so
Yes.
that's the problem. Like, even when we do, like, even when we talk about our business, I'm gonna be honest, my outreach is pretty bad. Like, I'm reaching out probably to like 15 people or 20 people some days, not every day, because I'm not confident like in my messages. So I do get responses, I do get like replies of those prospects that they want to view a personalized video, but my lazy ass hasn't made a video yet, so I don't know what to send them. So I'm going to record a video after this video actually, sorry,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
this podcast actually, that I'm going to send to them. So the thing is, if we just do whatever we think is right at scale, eventually something works, bro. I know people who make, like, who are able to get clients from shitty emails, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
They send shitty emails and they get clients, and I'm like, bro, how do you do that? But they're asking me how to do like this, and I'm like, I don't know, like, I just know like this side of the business. I know like maybe some LinkedIn, maybe how you can get referrals, maybe Upwork and Fiverr,
Mm-hmm.
but cold outreach isn't my forte unless I'm like at 100K per month through cold outreach. Then I would be like, all right, I mean, I can talk about that. So I think it's just putting in more work, man. More work is everything. Like, even if you look at anyone who's at the top of their field, anyone, bro,
Mm-hmm.
swimmer, boxer, sometimes we associate it with genetics, and for bodybuilding that could be the case. For a few very specific sports that could be the
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
but for 90% of the sports, it's just that they started very young. They started when they were 3 years old. Like, you look at
Yeah.
the best MMA fighter, they started when they were 3 4 years old. So how can someone who is starting at 15 years old, like, how can he ever out practice them? Like, the more you bleed in the
Yeah.
practice ground, the more like the less you'll bleed in the battleground. Like, they have 6 7 like 10 12 years of advantage. You can never
Yeah.
beat them unless you also start very young. So that's a
Yes.
common misconception that most people just want that, like, that next secret, or that next, like, something like Pandora's box, and then, like, light comes out of it, and they're like, oh my god, a lot of money. But that's not
And we
gonna
were we
happen.
were we were we were we were at the same place 6 months ago. Would you agree,
Yeah,
na? That we were like, there's a secret source that everybody's
yeah,
hiding from us, and that's why we went to sign up for a coaching
yeah.
program. Down the road, we get to. It's not like it's about not completely bad, but like there were a lot of things that
It
we
was
already knew.
great, but it
It was
wasn't
great.
exactly what we perceived it to be. It was great
Yeah,
for someone who might
it
have
was great.
not
Yeah,
watched that presentation, or who might be new.
yeah,
I mean, if someone's new, amazing. But
yeah.
for
They should go
us,
for it.
our
Yeah.
goals were a bit different. So I would say it was 6 by 10.
Yeah. It was 6 by, and he was very right about that. uh I shared, I make a reel other day, and where I give away a set of LUTs. So many people just drop the comments, and I send them in the DMs.
People
And
don't view
out
their
of
DMs.
yeah, people don't view this email,
Yeah,
and out of like maybe like 50 DMs, one of them actually messaged me today, man, bro, your LUTs are fire, have a look at my video today. And bro, his videos were looking more
yeah,
spicier than mine. Would
bro,
you believe?
bro, that's crazy. That's
Bro,
crazy.
I
And
have invested, and
yeah,
and they were like premium LUTs I bought from
yeah.
someone, and I gave it away for like free.
Hmm.
And bro, I was not being able to get better results, like with a fancier camera,
Yeah,
with a good lighting. And he was with his
damn, that's
iPhone.
crazy. I've never used
Bro, his
LUTs.
videos was cinematic, man. Oh bro, you
I don't even
should,
know
man.
how to use LUTs properly. Like,
It's
I've
simple, it's
dragged,
simple.
I've dragged them a few times in Premiere, but they just ruin my video, and I'm like, ah. Then I just go into Lumetric color, and I adjust it manually a bit, like contrast, exposure, and everything. And also, like,
Mm,
I would like to take this particular point, and I would like to make another point from it, bro. This
mhm,
just, like, whoever is watching this podcast, if you're a beginner, if you're a client, or like, again, I mean, if you're a client, you probably
mhm.
would be making a lot of money. You don't need our advice. But if you're a
Yep.
beginner, especially, this just shows you the landscape. Like, this is just how human beings naturally are. If you think
Yep.
there is someone who is telling everything about Upwork, Fiverr, and like making money online, like I do, it doesn't
Mhm.
mean people are gonna follow it, bro. out of
Yeah, yeah,
out,
yeah.
out of like 10,000 people, 10 might take action. That is just
Yep.
how life is. People think, I mean, like, now everyone would know, bro. No one knows, no one does shit. People just want to comment. People, like, when I was using ManyChat, I actually had to cancel my subscription for ManyChat
Subscription.
because it became costly. I think they were charging me around like $100, and I was like, I'm not making any money from my personal brand, so for now I'm gonna pause on it, because my contacts
Yeah.
were like 30,000, 40,000. So I was like,
Mhm.
nah, I mean, like, this is it. But like, even when I open my old DMs, some people have not even opened those DMs, and those who have, they've just seen it, no compliments, nothing, except for a few. Except for,
Yep. Yep.
I've put out so much content now, and of all the thousands of people who have watched the content, only like a handful that I've got over here. I don't know how many they are. Like, they're like 30 people who have sent me messages that, oh my god, like this, that, etc., etc., like my life changed and whatever. Like, 30 people out of millions of views. Bro, there's no competition. There's no competition.
Yep.
If you just show up every single day, you put in the bare minimum amount of work that could put you 1% ahead. If you just read one page a day, if you just be nice with people, if you just generally have a good heart, and if you generally just brainstorm, bro, like, you're gonna win. This is the secret, yeah. This is
Bro,
the secret that people don't tell
bro,
you.
you're telling the sauce, telling the secrets for free on your YouTube channel,
Yeah,
which is a great thing, by the
everything that
way.
I know.
But yeah, bro, but like we have paid so much money in our coaching programs. How many of those actually make that much money, and how many of those actually put in the work? A very
Bro,
few.
very few, very few.
Event Whereas in your case, people can go to your YouTube channel, and they can consume the content for free, even not even just yours, like everybody's
Yeah,
everybody's content. But here we have paid a huge freaking money for that,
yeah,
and no one even actually, not everybody put in the work,
yeah,
even after paying so much for that.
yeah.
So that's true, like winning today is so much easy.
It's so much easy because
Yeah.
there's information overload. People are distracted. People are
Yeah.
like, I got that, but now I want to also get that, but now I also want to get
Yeah.
that. Once I have that, but then there's one more thing that I want to get, and people are just trapped in that loop. And when they realize that there was no secret information, because when they eventually pay someone a lot of money, a
Yeah,
lot of money,
bro.
mentioning no names. Then they realize, oh, holy shit, there was no secret. There was just a triangle that's called the presentation triangle, the value first triangle, and that's it. So like there's no secret. Yeah.
the Illuminati music in the
uh,
background. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, bro,
so,
this is crazy. Bro, for a very long time I used to believe the same, that there must be a secret that nobody's telling me, and I need to pay money for that. And this is good to pay money, like, because why would somebody would spill the sauce for
no.
free? And when we've been a part of it and get to know, man, it's actually
But
we
I
who
think
need to put
Alex
in the work.
Mozi, yeah, Alex Mozi just spilled
Yeah,
everything.
bro.
I think we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
just too we
Yes.
were just too naive. But at the end of the day, all these coaching programs now, every single one of these
Yeah,
coaching
bro.
programs, bro, is just
Bro.
$100 million leads and offers, just repackaged with
Repackaged in a
their
different way.
own
With a
like
different name. With a
with a
different name.
different. That's it. Yeah, bro. Those two books, I've read both of those books like twice, and
Wow.
like the first time that I read them, I was like, I just want to complete them. But then the second time, I actually made notes and everything, highlighted all of that, and those concepts. Like whenever I listen any guru talk about anything, now I'm like, like I know this, like this is what I already know. So now what I do is I actually listen to podcasts, a lot of podcasts around socials, like people who have grown on socials, just to
Mm.
pick their brains. Like how are they thinking? What are they saying? Like what is one thing
Hmm.
that I could do differently and everything? Like especially Gary Vee. I listen to Gary Vee a lot because the person puts out like 16, 17 pieces of content a day, and like he's very honest about it. He's like, just
Yeah.
put out content. That's literally all you can do. Just test out different
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like green screen content and this and that. There's no right or wrong way. I mean, it
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
works. So yeah, I mean, life is like that, I guess. I mean, there's no secret. So there's nothing. Yeah, you just enjoy the journey, bro.
Just enjoy the journey, bro.
Just enjoy the journey. Eventually, everyone makes money. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think when you stress over it too much, and when you think about it, like how am I gonna make money? How is this gonna happen? Then you you just end up being Joe Schmo who no one knows.
Stress is real, bro. Stress is real, man. I
Yeah.
used to stress a lot, and
Like bro, where
uh,
you started from? Like imagine,
yeah, bro.
like even though I did not have like rich parents or anything, but I was I was in my home. I had a computer. I had the exposure because of my schooling and college, and I was like, all right, like I'm gonna make money online. But you started as a waiter, bro. That's crazy. Living
Hmm.
in Pakistan, being a waiter, all I see waiters doing is talking about uh some viral
TikTokers,
videos, TikTokers,
TikTokers.
YouTubers,
Yeah,
drugs,
yeah,
like essentially just
yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean just pure stuff that's not gonna add any value in their life. There's no waiter that I've come across who I could look at and I would be like this guy is actually thinking about something. I think very
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah, makes
Which I
sense, bro.
understand, like the wages aren't good, they have stress, but it's very rare. Like this is the first time I've heard like your story is an inspiration. And I think when you look at this, like when you look at the starting lineup, because we all have different starting lines. Like you started somewhere else, I started somewhere else.
Yep.
So you're actually you're actually way more way more further than me in life. You might actually be way more further than the person whose name starts with J. Like it's all
Yeah.
about the starting line. So you're all, like you're successful in so many ways. Mashallah, you've got a family. That's a blessing.
Yeah,
Like
man.
that's a blessing. Like ask people who
Yep.
do not have children of their own. Like they would give up everything for their children.
Yep.
So it's
Makes
just
sense.
about perspective, man. It's just about perspective. Enjoying
Yeah,
the
man.
journey, making good
Just.
friends, enjoying the journey, going around life. Well, I also saw this post the other day, and usme I'm talking in Urdu, but in that post it was written that when you have a routine, time speeds up. Like when you're very young na, so from
Hmm.
the ages of 7 till about 16, time is very slow for you because you have something happening every single month, every single day. Life is
Hmm.
crazy. But as soon as you
Hmm.
turn like 18, 19, you fall into a routine, and because of that time speeds up because your brain is not thinking, it's just doing, and you feel time passing by like that. So I think the
Yeah.
secret is just that we do new things every single week, every single month. Because I think if one puts in 5 days of work, like genuinely 10-hour days, it's more than enough work that one needs to do.
More than enough.
Unless you're
Yes.
fake pretending that I'm working 16 hours a day when you're actually just scrolling on your phone and watching a few. That's not working. But if
Yeah.
you actually actively work for like 10 hours a day, 50 is crazy. and then going
Crazy,
for a
yes.
vacation for 2 days, like it's gonna make your life just so much more fun, man, so much more
So much
memorable.
more fun. Yes,
That's
yes.
the goal. Like that's the goal. Like making money, obviously that's the goal. But I think enough money. And another thing, like most people just complicate the amount of money that like they need to make in order to live a good life. Like in Pakistan, if you're making $5,000 in profit, other than the anxiety to make more money, you should have no problems.
Yep.
But
Makes sense.
people just don't be like people. Some people just are not content with that, and they do not enjoy life.
Yeah.
Bro, like
like
enjoying life
like
is everything,
like
man.
like in general, like
Yeah,
I had the coach the other day, the one I was recommending you to, the business consultant Alizer. So he said to me that if you're making $10,000 a month, you are a netizen. You're not a citizen. You are a netizen. You're a netizen of the whole world.
yeah,
You are not a Pakistani. You are not a Indian or whatever. You can fly wherever you want. And he was right, because if you think about, like, making $10,000 a month, you can actually live wherever you want to,
yeah,
and you can work from that country or that space
yeah,
that you want to. But at the same time, if you compare yourself with, like, someone who's making $40,000 a month and $50,000 a month, you'll be like, nah, man. But I cannot have a fancy
yeah,
penthouse. I cannot stay in Chicago,
yeah,
skyline and stuff like that.
yeah,
So comparison is a killer of joy. You are right about that. But I think you should be grateful for what you
yeah,
have, and you should always be, willing to, do more, put in
yeah,
more work, and not being like, fulfillment is a good thing.
yeah,
I actually started, realizing this lately, that fulfillment is a good thing. We've
yeah,
been, you know pushed, and we've been forced to believe in that stay hungry, stay hungry, stay hungry. Staying hungry is okay, but
yeah,
fulfillment is the real thing. If you're not fulfilled, then at what point of your age you're gonna feel like, man, okay, man, I have done something, like, I am aiming. Yeah, I'm because my goal is to make at least $40,000 a month by the end of 2025. But I'm fulfilled right now. I'm fulfilled right now too, because if I'm not fulfilled, then by the end of 2025 I'll be 30, and I'm not fulfilled. Like,
bro,
if you like notice, like, we have
crazy.
average on an average of like 50 60 years old, of age, and half of that has been passed like unfulfilled.
Yeah,
Would you believe that, man?
yeah,
Just because I wanted to make more money.
yeah,
So
bro. Like
yeah, this is
there's this
crazy.
quote by Andrew Tate, and like I'm a huge fan of Andrew Tate, by the way. Huge fan,
Okay.
openly, yeah,
Okay.
huge fan of
Okay.
Andrew Tate. Like the man has his mindset is crazy. Like the stuff that he says
Okay.
crazy. So there's this thing that he says, and like where he says that like why should you be sad on a particular day when you know someday your father's gonna die, when you know someday your mother's gonna die, when you know someday your close family friend someone's gonna die, man. Either you're gonna die or they're gonna die. If you think they're not gonna die, then you're stupid. You know they are gonna die, so there's gonna
Yep.
be a sad day. There's gonna be a
Yep.
guaranteed sad day, that on that day you are gonna be sad. So be sad on that day, don't be sad today. Just enjoy a perfectly happy day, like
Whoa.
what's there to be
This
sad
is
about?
crazy,
Like just
man. This is
imagine for a
crazy.
second, yeah, like we all
Yeah, yeah,
love we all
yeah,
love our
yeah,
parents so much.
yeah. Yeah.
Like if I imagine my father dying, Allah kabhi bhi na kare, God forbid,
Yeah.
bro, that's like the
Yeah.
end of half of my drive in a way where, like essentially, like I don't think I'm gonna be as driven as much anymore
Mm.
if I didn't have my father.
Yeah.
May Allah bless him
Yeah.
with long life, Ameen, inshallah. So
Mean, inshallah.
that's like there's a sad day. It's like even when you think
This is
about it, you're
so
like, bro,
deep.
like it's gonna come. We just don't understand it. So why be sad on a perfectly happy day? Like just have enjoy. Like
Wow.
people don't give a shit about you. People don't give a shit about how you say, what you do. Just enjoy, man. I mean, just be expressive and enjoy. I think that's it. And also one more thing. Of all the podcasts that I've listened to of multi-millionaires, like billion, every single, the only regret, the biggest regret that they have, bro, like the biggest regret that they have is not having children early in their life or not having more children. Bro, that's the biggest regret that they have in life. Like when we're young, yeah, every single person, like whoever I've listened to so far, one regret, not having children early. Kehte hai, like whoever I've listened to, they're the most wonderful parts of life, like the
Wow.
most wonderful thing of life. Like there's nothing more beautiful than having children that look up to you, that love you. That's it. So when I look at that, even though I don't know how that feels at the moment, But based
Mhm.
on data, I know that if they feel that way, then eventually, as a human, like if we don't study history, then we are gonna repeat. So based on history, we know that it's gonna happen. Like it's all based on data. So that's gonna
Mm.
happen. So why should I wait and, like, I'll be like, I'll see if this happens or not? No. If thousands of people are, millions, billions of people are saying it, the children
Yeah.
were the most wonderful thing to happen, then it probably is. So I think just not having enough children is the biggest regret that they have. Like imagine being 45 and 50 and you have like 10, 12 children, and then you have like four, five wives. Again, I'm not saying that men should get married like multiple wives and this and that, but you have to understand that there are certain occasions when men should. Like for example, if your
Mm.
wife cannot have two more children, but you have 50 crore rupees in the bank, why should you not wanna help other women also be settled in their lives? Like you
Yeah.
can make a big impact. Why shouldn't you? And I think that's when women would understand. But if you're making like, let's say, 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees a month, and like, bro, babe wanna get another bitch,
Maybe.
that's not gonna happen, bro. That's not gonna work. She's gonna kick you out of the house.
For real,
But
man. For
yeah,
real.
I
For
think just
real,
not
man.
having enough children is the biggest secret that they have, which alhamdulillah you have. And
Yeah.
I think that's
Alhamdulillah.
just that, bro. That's the biggest success. Yeah, like even though you would make like 100K, 200K a month, or like one K a month, even like you're successful if you, like, you have two beautiful daughters, bro.
Yeah.
That's success.
Alhamdulillah.
Like that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for me, that's success. Money, there's that's all gonna be part of life. But bro, I mean, it's all just data, bro. Like as we look at people who have aged, like we think that like we have enough time and this and that. We don't have enough. Like it's gonna go by like that. It's not, but that means like no one's gonna notice, and we're gonna have white hair and like saggy skin,
Yeah.
and we're gonna be
Okay.
like, why are they calling us uncle? And when we look in the mirror,
Ali,
we'll
are
know,
you?
oh shit, we are
Ali,
uncles.
are you coming for dinner
Are you
this weekend?
done? And I'm the
just
baby.
for,
Let's go.
yeah, just for the reference, Ali is getting engaged uh 2 days later,
Yeah,
when we are
inshallah.
recording this podcast. I don't know when it's gonna be live. I think the Monday would be the Monday. Like, what do you think? Like, what should be the day we should?
Sure, drop it any day. Honestly, I think we should just focus on the short form side of things.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's
bullshit.
gonna try.
I
Yeah,
think
just drop it any day.
that's
Doesn't matter.
bullshit, you
Yeah,
know.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
like
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like
the
it doesn't matter
coaches
because
the coaches are telling people like post at this day, this time, this and this is all bullshit, man.
it makes no sense. I think just as long as you optimize it for YouTube search, so eventually you will
Yeah,
tap into traffic once you have those initial few views and like few watch
yeah,
hours. But there's
yeah,
no right or wrong time. Like I've posted videos on TikTok like midnight 2 p.m., and when I've woken up they got like 100,000 views, and I've posted on the perfect time, looked at my stats and everything. And
yeah.
but yeah, like, I think I just try to think of a new point now, and like the point was essentially like, I mean, if you just focus on the value first in your videos perform well. Like I've posted videos that have zero editing, zero, just
Mm,
like simple captions, and they performed
mm,
amazing. Whereas videos with the perfect editing, they might not perform well. Oh, and also I remembered the point. The
yeah.
point is, I was listening to Gary Vee, and Gary Vee
Mm,
actually like was talking about how you can grow, like what should be your content strategy on socials, and
mm,
what we as personal branding experts, quote unquote, get wrong, I think, is that we focus on quality a lot and not quantity enough. So Gary Vee
yeah.
says, and Alex Ramosi says this as well, you should be putting out at least 3 to 4 pieces of content a day on your Instagram profile, excluding stories. So like on your feed you should be
Wow.
posting this much content, because the biggest pages on Instagram, they post like 19, 20, 30 times a day in video. Why? Because
Oh,
obviously we know that the algorithm does not show your video to all of your followers. Like it's a weird
yes,
distribution. So even if you
yes,
post every single like if you post like 7 times a day, you're only gonna get more reach. Like you're not like it's not gonna be like you are coming up to the feed of your followers again and again, again and again. Like those who love you will love you more, and those who like new people will discover you, and then eventually you will have videos going well. Like I mean, we just have a process that is too slow. And I like
hmm, yeah,
for
yeah,
my
yeah,
own
yeah.
socials, I'm actually now like now I'm trying to speed it up, like green screen content, text based posts, reels, and everything, like 6 7 posts a day. I just want to see how that does. And so far it's been going great. Like I was at 7,000 impressions on my dashboard on Instagram. Like right now it's 100,000 impressions in just 1 week.
Wow.
Like I
Yeah, yeah,
posted
yeah.
that reel and it got like 100 keywords. Why? Because I was just like posting consistently with quality and with more volume. So this is crazy, yeah. I mean, we can grow substantially fast if we just put out more volume, because the
Uh,
algorithms love that. And
Instagram CEO was also telling the same thing, right?
yeah,
The other day.
Moseri.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Muziri, yeah, man. Adam Muziri. He was saying the same thing that post more on theme content, and by on theme he means
Yeah,
that you should be relevant. Like,
yeah,
let's say just don't talk about anything and everything. Just be specific about that. Like if you're a let's say if you're a business coach, talk about business, talk about mindset, talk about things related to the business coaches, right? And your target audience, but just don't talk about vegetables the other day. Don't start talking about the supplements the other day. You start talking about the real estate. This is
yeah,
not how, because algorithm try to figure out like who do your content should be served to.
yeah,
So in order to train that, post more but on theme content.
yeah,
That's really important. Yeah, man. But yeah, I think by posting once a day, you are right, we actually slowed up the process, and client
yeah,
would feel like, oh man, I'm not seeing the results. Because when clients sign up,
yeah,
what they have in mind is that they're gonna do some magic, and our Instagram or our social is gonna explode.
yeah,
This is not the case. Even I was telling you the other day, even when I worked with Gary Vee's media agency,
yeah,
they don't like Gary Vee himself is a big name, but his
yeah,
clients are not that big, because that's
hmm,
why they have money. That's why they came to his agency. But even their client has the same expectation. Like we're going to work with Gary Vee's media agency, which is the best media agency in the world. And as soon as they're going to post our content, and as soon as they're going to launch our campaign, we're going to explore. This is
yeah.
not the case. Like you know what I'm saying.
That's
Like
not the case. Like
uh,
even if you, yeah, yeah. Please continue. I thought you stopped. Yeah,
yeah, so it's about and also it's not about the pieces of content you post, it's about the presentation. Like you need to be consistent with it. Consistency matters a lot. You need to be on theme. And also the other day I was having a conversation with one of my clients, and he was like, when I post my personal content, by personal content he means that he record 3 to 4 second of his video, cooking or playing with his kids and stuff like that. He said when I post that content with some text on, it performs way better than
yeah.
what you guys post on
But it's not gonna
like talk.
convert.
Yeah, that's but yes, exactly, that's what I tell him.
Yeah,
I said, okay, you was posting that content already, then why do you reach out to us? And he was like, because I was not converting. And I was like, exactly. But he was like, the content you guys post does not get as much traction as the content that I post. And I was like, it's not about the traction, it's about the conversion. Like
yeah,
if the content you post get 50,000 views, and if
yeah,
the content we post gets only 500 views but converts better, what's
yeah,
better? The content that gets 50,000 views, or
yeah.
the content that gets 500 views but converts better? And he was like, yeah, the content that converts better. Because the problem was, he was nowhere telling about his coaching program, and he was expecting people to DM him and ask about, do you offer any coaching? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
It doesn't work that way. People don't understand that views do not lead to conversion. Like views don't mean conversion. And I learned this the hard way when I launched my first paid program. Like the first course that I made, when I launched, I was like, people are gonna sign up like crazy. Like look at my follower count and this and that. But the conversion wasn't that. Like I had 1% conversion of my total followers at that time. So I, like, the total amount of people I got was 250, and I launched it twice. So it was
Hmm.
still good, but it wasn't what I expected. And that's when I realized followers views do not lead to conversion. I was talking
Exactly.
about all sorts of things back then. I was talking about why university is a scam and this and that, and I was getting good
Yeah.
views. But the people
Yeah.
who followed me because I said university was a scam, they're not going to listen to me when I tell them how you can make an account in PayPal, because it's
Yeah.
just it's just different. So like there's this huge discrepancy that people need to
Yes.
understand, that like that exists, and you have to fill the void by being the gap in between that. So I actually recorded a video for my own school community that's almost live now. Like it's completed, like it's gonna be live like tomorrow, if not the day after. So for that I recorded the personal branding course module, and I was very like going over some, like the way that I look at Instagram and everything. And in that, I actually explained this concept. That was the zero calorie concept, and I learned this from this creator, Jitu. Jitu, his name is. He's from
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
India. So he
Yeah. Yeah.
explained
Yeah.
this wonderfully. He was like, when people are on Instagram, they are not expecting you to come there, like to be there to tell them exactly what strategy like you have to do. When people are using Instagram, when they're scrolling, like when they're using TikTok, they're in a zero calorie burn mode. Their minds are numb. They're just scrolling. They do not want you to tell how you can do. They want to tell why you should do it. Like
Hmm.
why should you open a Stripe account? And you'll see all the videos that have that hook. Like, why should you do this? Like that opens up a curiosity hook, and then people listen till the very end. And then those who are the warmest, those who really need that, they'll
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they'll take action. They'll comment, or they'll go to your YouTube channel and they'll watch it. But you will still get watch time, retention, likes, saves, and shares, and everything. I think it's the why content, and then having a simple call to action, like follow for more. Like
Hmm.
previously,
Hmm.
previously I was not using call to actions in my videos, and then when I realized the zero
Hmm.
calorie concept, that people don't want the how. People are not there
Hmm.
to get educated in like 7 minutes.
Hmm.
People are there to
Hmm.
just like get the dopamine rush, think they're doing
Yeah.
something, and then do
Yeah.
something that's going to help them in future or make them smarter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
when you say follow me, all they have to do is just do this,
Yeah.
scroll past. Your
Yeah.
followers will grow, your video will get more reach, and you'll be in their brain. And then eventually when you post about something, so then you can make them warm by
Hmm.
by having a VSL or whatever. By this zero
Hmm.
calorie concept, I was like, yeah man, I mean, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And overall, I'm not sure if I'm spitting the sauce a lot, but back end, all of us know, like, the content strategies are just, we look at other competitors, we see what's working for them, we try a bunch of things in the first month, we see what sticks, and then we try to double down on what's working. That's literally what content strategy is.
Yes.
But if we can just do it faster, more quicker, at larger scales, that would just like give our clients even better results. But unfortunately, many clients don't do that. They just don't want to,
Yeah.
like, they don't want too much on their profile.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you listen to the best people in the world, who are like the Gary V, Alex Ramosi, like people who have grown their personal brand substantially like fast, they all do this
Hmm.
stuff. Like, it's not rocket science. You just have to put out more in order to get more.
One more thing I would like to add here is that I had a client recently, and he was making some really good money from his, gyms, and he started, offering a coaching program.
Yeah,
So from his gym, he was making around 100K a month, 100K a month, and from his coaching program, he only has like 3 to 4 signups, only 3 to 4 signups, and he's been posting about his coaching program specifically about, like, you can say, 3 months. In 3 months, he has 4 signups. Only 3 months he
that's
has.
really low. Then, like,
Okay, okay, listen.
either his videos are bad, or
Okay, okay, listen,
messaging's all
listen.
over.
And also he was not even consistent at all. So he was like, why should I keep on doing this when my gym is making 100K and my personal brand is just, making $10,000 a month. And I was like, were you making any money from your personal brand before? And he was like, no. And I said, how long has been this? And he said, I only started posting about like 4 months. And I was like, dude, you need to have a long term
Yeah,
vision, man.
yeah,
Like, you was not making any money, and in 4 months you are making $10,000.
yeah,
I know this is not too much for you, but this is something that you don't have
yeah.
before you started posting about your coaching program.
I think he might
People need to have a,
not have
yeah.
been making like 10K, because if someone's making $10,000 from their personal brand, no matter where they live, that's good money. I think anyone who's making that money would know the power of social. I
bro
think he would
bro
just
he
be,
was bro he was bro he was comparing his coaching business to his physical business. And he was like, I do not, I have, multiple employees, and the whole system is automated, but here I have to record videos, I have to, give time, because like working with us, it doesn't take too much time. But he was like, I have to still invest, 1 hour, 2 hour every week and stuff like that. And he was like, on the other hand, the physical business does not need me at all, so why should I, invest that time? And I was like, dude, in just 4 months you are
yeah,
here. Imagine yourself in the
yeah,
next, 6 months, because it's not about that you're going to increase at
yeah,
the speed of $2,000 every month. It's a compound effect,
yeah,
because in the first month this might be like one sign up.
yeah,
Second month, this is not going to be one sign up, this is going to be two more sign ups, so it's like three
yeah,
sign ups now. In the third month, this is going to be not four sign up, this is going to be four new sign ups along with those through new
yeah,
sign ups. So this is like a compound effect.
yeah,
It grows slowly, but when it, we pass at least a decent amount of time, at least like six
yeah,
to 7 months, the result is so huge
yeah,
that you cannot even handle it, because like the working with I'm working with one of my client, and his vision is so big, and he was like, I know that we're gonna make it so big. Would you also gonna help me with the school community and making it and turning it into a course? And I was like, that's the vision. That's the vision,
Yeah.
because he knew that 3 months from now I would not be able to coach one on one separately to all of my students. So would you gonna help me set up a school community, help me launch my course, and me coming to weekly call and coaching everybody and taking calls. And I was like, that's the vision.
bro
That's the vision,
bro
man.
I
Yeah.
would I would honestly like suggest you or like recommend you that you should also start posting content where you build your personal brand around a specific niche. And the reason for that is, like, let's say you have two people, all right? The first person's and like, I'm gonna take Lara Acosta as an example. The reason I don't trust her is because her
Hmm.
whole personal brand is talking about how you can grow like your personal brand. So if someone has a coffee shop, then like how would
Hmm.
they actually understand that, like, I mean, is she gonna help
Yeah,
us
yeah.
grow their person? So I think you have to be your own case study. And
Hmm.
you can speak well, you have like, you can make arguments well. So you should start posting content around a particular niche. It could
Hmm.
be around content, like, could be around building a content page, it could be like anything. But build a personal brand in Pakistan, and then when you use that profile for outreach, I think that's going to have a stronger impact, that people can literally see that you've done what you're saying you are going to help them do. That's so
Yeah.
powerful. Then you launch a school community, like like the reason I launched my school community, or I made my school community, was that I was averaging 4,000, 5,000 views per reel on Instagram, on average reels, not the best performing ones. If I have a call to action inside all of those reels, that if you want to learn more, check out my school community. The link is in my bio. Even if I had a pretty bad 0.5 conversion rate, I can still make like $1,000 a month, completely passive with pre-recorded content. So that's
Hmm.
the whole thought process. Similarly, you have knowledge, all right?
Hmm.
So you should build a personal brand around, like, around this, and just
the
scale
thing
it. So you
the
have,
thing is, yeah, yeah, I was
yeah,
I was sitting with the the content guy who used to record my content and everything. I was sitting with the other day. The only problem I was having is like, we live in a country where we probably would not want to be recognized.
bro, you
You
don't
know
need,
I'm telling.
bro. Let,
I don't want to be
till
recognized.
this day, I've had four people come up to me, and that was two.
Seriously,
Yeah, yeah, that
I
was
don't
two,
want that. I
bro.
don't want that.
Bro, that's four people with like
I don't
millions of
want that.
views. No one, bro. Like, it's not about what you want. It's about the responsibility that you have, considering what you know. You have a
Hmm.
responsibility that you have to educate people
Hmm.
as well. You have to have
Bro,
an impact.
yeah, 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 yeah. I feel you for this, but my scenario is, I went to MMA, and you recommended that
Yeah,
also, by the way. I was going to the MMA, and I had headphones on, and I literally was dancing back then, because the dopamine you get out of it,
yeah,
you
yeah,
feel me, yeah? You're like, it was amazing, man, the dopamine rush, and I was literally dancing, and people were laughing at me, and I literally did not even care. I
yeah.
was I was jumping on the pavement, and I was dancing. It was a crazy experience, but at the end of the day, nobody knows me, right? So nobody came to me, like. But
But
if I started doing this and people started coming out to me, I think I could
don't
not live a
don't think
normal
of it
life.
like that. Don't think of it like that. People are not people. They go. People are not gonna bother you unless you have like a million followers, because then people are gonna recognize you anywhere. But even if you have like 20, 30, 40,000 followers, you can make good money on the side. Like,
Hmm.
that could be a very strong case study for your own main service.
Hmm.
It's just, plus no one's gonna recognize you outside. Trust me, it's not gonna happen, bro. There's billions of Pakistanis.
Yeah,
But
bro.
you should definitely do it, because I think you're going to make a good personal brand. Also,
Hmm.
one more thing that I wanted to recommend here was for like, if you're someone making 100K per month, if you're someone making 100 rupees per month, watch this podcast, because you mentioned the compounding, right? So to understand the compound effect perfectly, watch the podcast with Daniel, with Ali Abdal, Daniel X Ali Abdal. Watch that podcast. That Daniel guy, he has like grown and sold
Yeah.
multiple businesses, and he
Hmm.
explains this concept of the J curve. It's a
Yeah.
very nice concept, and the concept is just that you do something for a very, 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 very long time, and then eventually there comes a time when your skill set and
Hmm.
your experience, they cross, and then when they cross, then this happens, and then you go
Hmm.
like that, and then everyone's
Hmm.
like, oh my god,
He
like
blew up.
what, like something happened. And we
Yeah.
have had these J curves happen in our lives, but they were at a very small scale. Like, they were like
Hmm.
this. Now we want a
Hmm.
J curve like this.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
like it's a very nice concept. Like if you just understand this stuff, so you start to enjoy the journey more because you're like this is part of it. Yeah, this is part of it. Like
Yeah.
I'm on the J curve. The curve is about to come. It's gonna come soon. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. All I can do is get like all I can do is do my best. That's all I can do. And if I just do
Put
my
in the
best,
reps.
just like mindset, bro. People don't
Amazing.
understand.
Bro,
People don't
people are
understand,
like people are trolling the mindset.
bro.
What's that? Have you seen that reel?
Which
It's
one?
trending. It's
No,
trending on the social media. It says
no, no.
that when you buy a $5,000 coaching program and there's a
Yeah,
mindset
yeah,
module.
yeah, yeah. But bro, if there's a genuine mindset guru,
Yeah, yeah,
or like
bro.
someone who is actually like very like who's made a lot of money, I would not like take it easy, bro.
Bro,
First you win
I
here.
was laughing. I was
Yeah,
laughing, but at the same time, that's also for
I
real.
sent
Like
it to
that's a good
you.
thing.
I sent it to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah. You send it to
Yeah,
me.
I
Yeah,
sent
yeah,
it to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
first
yeah.
you
It
win
was
here,
amazing.
bro. Like winning here is the key because
Hmm.
you are faced with so many obstacles. You are faced with so many problems in life. If you don't have that mind, if you don't understand that if you want to be an exception, your path is going to be like that of an exception. Like if you want to live like a normal person, then you are going to be a normal person. But you said you want to be an exception. So this is how an exception looks like. You're alone, you're stressed, you're spending money, you don't know where's money coming from, where is it going, you have to spend money. This is what the path of an exception looks like. Now enjoy
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
then
sir.
eventually
Yes,
you
sir.
you will reap the reward. Anyone who has taken any risk has always reaped the reward. That's just how the
Yes, sir.
universe works. But if you're
Exactly.
not able,
Exactly.
like who else would you trust, or would you like bet all of your money on than yourself? Who else is going to give you the like highest or like who else? Who? No one. So when you invest in
Exactly.
yourself, or like when you bet on yourself, I think just Alex Ramosi says this, that whenever I'm faced with any challenge in my life, or whenever I have to make any decision whatsoever, my whole mindset from the very start has been, what's gonna make an epic story? Like
Hmm.
what's gonna make an epic story? कहता है, if the story starts and the hero, like he just wakes up, does like goes to his job, wins,
Yeah.
that's not a fun story. But the story
Yeah.
like that's fun is that where the hero goes, slays dragons, kills people, and then they all attack him, and then he comes out walking alone. कहता है, every single thing that I've done
Yeah.
has been with this mindset, whether it be making books that have destroyed the coaching industry for many people, whether
Yeah.
it be like launching gym launch and then selling it, like everything that is done has been with this mindset. And bro, crazy, bro.
He's a genius, bro.
Winner's mindset, man. It's you can
He's a genius.
you cannot beat him. Like it's weird, it's hard to explain, but when you have won here, like you're not gonna give up. Like
Yes, for
I,
sure.
I'm not gonna give up, inshallah. You're not gonna give up. No matter
Inshallah.
what happens, the story is gonna get more and more and more and more exciting. It's gonna be more
Exactly.
and more filled with suspense. And then eventually, when the big payoff comes, that's when the tears are gonna roll down our cheeks, and then that's when we are gonna be like, "Holy shit, that was fun. Let's do it again."
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
how can you beat someone like that who's like, "I'm not gonna give up." Like, take my money away from me, take my cars away from me, take everything away from me. I'm not gonna give up.
Yep.
How are you gonna beat someone like that? You cannot.
Yeah. You
You
cannot, bro.
cannot. So you first win here, and then you can win externally. But if you cannot
Yep.
conquer this, if you cannot think of yourself as someone who deserves good stuff, if you cannot think of yourself as someone who is special or who will be something someday, you've already lost. You cannot compete with someone like you, or like myself, who thinks we are special, we are going to be somebody someday. I
Yep.
mean, we are somebody now, but we are going to be multi-millionaires, billionaires, inshallah, in the future, with a
Inshallah.
good
Yes, sir.
family. How can you beat us? Like, we already think of ourselves as we have done that shit. It's just that we do not have the money or that's things
The
right now.
physical
Like,
thing right
the
now,
physical
exactly.
things
Yeah.
don't exist, but we, like, in our head, we know we're going to get there. Now we're just waiting for our turn to get there. How can you beat
Yes.
us? Like, if you doubt
Yes,
yourself,
sir.
you're done for. You cannot beat us. Like, when we wake up, we're like, today's gonna be our lucky day. You know, every single day
Yeah.
something's gonna happen. But
Something's
if
gonna
you
happen.
but
Yeah.
if you wake up with a mindset where you're like, I don't know what to do.
I'm
This
stuck.
shit's hard. This shit's hard,
Yeah.
bro. You're lost. You cannot
You're
win.
lost. Yes.
It's
Yes.
pretty like I'm not the hardest working in like the hardest worker in the room. Like even in my company, I think I'm the laziest. But when I work, I make sure that the hours that I spend of me working actually compound over time. Like I don't want to work by the hour or be paid fixed price or anything like that. I want to
Yeah,
do shit that's gonna compound. So you cannot beat someone with a mindset like that. I mean,
yeah.
like yours, like mine, or like with like people who have similar mindset. Like giving up is not an option.
Yes,
However,
sir.
the story is gonna get more epic. That's the only other side.
Excited, man. Excited when we're gonna have a recap and we're gonna get to watch this podcast, man. Yeah, Ali, we
Inshallah.
made it, man. We
Yeah.
made it.
I'm just waiting for the big payday, like when we actually like have an exit when we sell our agency, and then we have like even like if let's say for example, like what I think is if I'm making like 100K a month, the exit would probably be like $4 or $5 million a month with that revenue, bro. That's crazy. I don't want to run an agency forever. This is
Yeah,
just
I
this is
neither
just
do I.
yeah, this is just because I want to make money, and then when I have money, then I'm gonna do what I truly love, which is obviously educating people or building something of value, building a startup or like something, just something that's gonna add value, because like we are gonna have the funds for that. This is not the end. This is the means to an end. Like I
Yes.
mean, this is just a vehicle that's gonna get us there, and then eventually when we make enough money, we're gonna have an exit. Next chapter. Like that's how life
What's
should
next?
be.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly, exactly.
like life is not like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna run an agency. Running an agency is probably the hardest task you could do. Having a software business
Yeah,
is the like that's the goal. Like having a software business,
exactly, exactly.
but running an agency is just the opportunity of the moment, and we are trying to capitalize on this and educate ourselves, and eventually have an exit. Inshallah, that's the goal.
Having a product like a software or
Having
something like
important,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
having
That's the
something
goal.
of our
That's the
own.
goal.
Like when I hear people who have their YouTube channels and they're like, we're gonna post more videos, and that's gonna add more
Mm,
revenue, and then we are gonna keep on posting more videos, and it's
mm,
gonna keep on increasing our revenues. I'm jealous from that, because as
mm.
agency owners, that's not how it works. We also
Yeah.
have churn. Sometimes clients leave us, like onboarding new clients and then everything. Like there's no, if you put in more work, it's gonna eventually like pay off the next month. It's gonna
Yeah.
pay off eventually. We don't know when. So I think just having your own vehicle, that if you put in enough effort, like it's gonna compound every single day, every single day, every single day, and then I think that's gonna be great. And
Yes,
by the way,
sir. Yes, sir.
speaking of compounding, and this is a bit off topic, how do you invest your money?
That's
Like where do
crazy.
you keep your money?
Uh as I've told you that I've been in conversation with Alizer lately,
Yeah,
and he what he suggested me is that to save a bit, not like a bit, like a save a lot of money from my monthly revenue, and the goal is we want to scale the content agency by the end of this month, and by the end of this year, sorry, by the mid of this year. And what we want to do is we want to test ads, like some crazy ads, like we want to throw some crazy money into ads, and going into some info products for
hmm.
that. Or the premium thing would be like a the same done for you service,
Hmm.
but that would be like a really high cost with a really solid guarantee, and along with the info product. So yeah, that's the plan. But
I,
other than that, I'm a firm believer in investing in myself. So I don't have a very crazy lifestyle, but I really spend good amount of money, like a really good amount of money on my health. Like if I could show you the supplements on my desk right now, I just
please show me.
I just bought some today. I have magnesium. Oh
Um,
my god.
Fish oil, multivitamins. I've got my creatine there, my protein powder there, my omega 3s.
Here, here's my creatine. Here's my here's my protein, and then
I also got mine from Jack Nutrition. Osaf Yakub Supremacy.
yeah, here's the
Yeah,
omega 3,
yeah.
bro. इसके अलावा bro, the same goes with the family. सबको, like everybody's on a really good lifestyle in terms of health and everything. Like I take really good care of them. And other than that, what I'm planning for is planning for a house this year,
Inshallah.
inshallah. So saving a lot of money for that,
Yeah.
and yeah,
But why a
raising up the kids.
house?
But yeah, uh
Don't get
to
a
a lot
house.
of people, a lot of I've discussed this with a lot of people,
I've
but
wanted a house always. But now I don't think I'm gonna get a house. There's no point. Like like in all
I
honesty, ask yourself, like you thinking. that you're gonna get a house this year is just you telling yourself that you are gonna be here like for the rest of your life. And I understand having a house for your family is important, but renting is also like pretty much the same thing if you have a lot of money. Like if you have
will
2 crore rupees to buy a house, I think it's better to
hmm.
buy a like to buy do dukane with that and then rent them out.
Okay, so I have a very different mindset with that, and I respect your opinion on this, and I've been speaking about this with so many people about that. But what I would say is I have a very different kind of mindset.
What is it?
If I Yeah, let me explain that to you. If I were to invest, $100,000 into some sort of business who will eventually help me make some business, I will be like a laid off guy. Like I have done something. I have done shit. Now I can relax because if the content thing does not make me money, that business is making me money. Does that make sense? On the other end, when I made an asset, that eventually kind of make me more hungry, kind of make me more achieve big,
That's true.
save enough. And let me explain to you in a different way. So when I bought a very 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 heavy insurance policy for myself last year, and I have thrown so much money into this. So
Uh,
like it was crazy money, bro. It was like crazy money.
what's
We're
the
gonna
insurance about? Like health
like
insurance?
my no, it's my life insurance. So like if I would pass, so my family
Yeah.
would get tons of money so that they could live
And
their life
how much is
peacefully.
that? Just curious.
It's crazy.
Bro,
We're gonna bro
bro,
tell you we'll tell you off
alright,
off
alright,
records, but it's crazy money, bro. Like when
yeah,
I tell you it's crazy money, it's actually a crazy money. So I've
yeah.
invested into that, and the only peace I get, now you can die peacefully. Would you believe me? The only thing
Yeah,
I
that's
would get
crazy.
was like, bro, you can die peacefully. Now even you die today, your family is in safe hands. They have enough money to raise your kids. They have enough money to have a good house. They would have
Yeah,
enough money to have a decent lifestyle in Pakistan
yeah.
without even asking for a single penny to anyone for the rest of their life.
And you pay
Do you feel
monthly
me?
for that, or like how
No,
does
no,
it
no,
work?
no. It's like twice a year. So like bi quarterly. You can buy
That's
quarterly or like
interesting.
bi yearly. Yeah, bi yearly. So
That's
every
very
every
nice
six
move.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah, every 6 months I have to pay for that. And you might not feel me today, but when you're gonna get engaged and you're gonna
yeah,
get married and you
exactly,
have your
exactly.
first
Yeah,
baby, then you're gonna
exactly.
have the feeling. The day I signed for the contracts and I pay my first premium, I was relaxed. Can you say this to yourself that Ali, you can die today
Yeah,
peacefully? I'm sure you can, because you don't have a wife, you don't have someone truly dependent on you. Like
yeah.
I wish uncle live longer and
I mean,
healthier. But when you're gonna have kids and when you're gonna have wife, somebody's completely dependent on you. And societies like Pakistan, when a household
yeah,
wife and when the kids are completely dependent on you, the government and everybody does not take care of you.
yeah,
So a country like that, you have to have that feeling that I
yeah,
could die peacefully. Once I've done that, the second thing was I need to invest in something whenever my kids gonna grow up, they could go and get a decent education.
yeah,
Like if my daughter would like to study from Harvard or something like that,
yeah,
she could. So what I did is like I invested in their uh, education plans. So when they're gonna be 16 years old, they're automatically gonna get that premium money,
hmm.
which that they can invest in and go to the top universities
That's
in
crazy,
the
mashallah. Yeah,
even abroad. So that's one thing, and that didn't stop me because I feel like that's like trophies to me, like trophies
yeah,
to
yeah,
me on the shelf. So house is like a trophy to me on the shelf. Like how would I motivate myself to wake up, go do MMA, go do yoga, go work for the clients, go make them money, go make yourself money, keep yourself accountable when I don't see any achievement in the past 2 years. So I need to have the achievement. So for the same
that's true.
mindset, house is going to be an achievement to me. In the same way, the Umrah last year
Yeah,
was an achievement to me. And you know this. I stayed at 5-star hotels,
yeah,
and I spent some crazy money exploring that.
yeah,
Even though I was on the Umrah, I did some crazy fun there, and
yeah.
that was like a trophy to me. And my camera would let me see if I can show you. There's a picture of the picture on my vision board right now,
Yeah,
which let me grab real quick for you.
yeah,
You know, it's a picture of me when I was in Saudi.
yeah. Bro,
That's
Allah
so that's like a
Habibi.
trophy, bro. That's like a
Yeah,
trophy to me. that I've made this happen, and I went and I flew to that place
Yeah.
and I did this, and that's like a trophy to me. That drives me to achieve more. So to you
Crazy. Yeah.
or to
Mashallah.
many people, that's a good opinion. That why do you want to invest in house, and why do you not want to invest in something that gonna give you return monthly or
Mhm.
something like that? My mindset is
Buy
I
shops.
knew, yeah, no, my vision is I believe myself. Okay, so even buying assets is actually a money, like to many
Yeah.
it's a liability, but at the end of the day it's also money, right? That you can
Yeah,
whenever you
yeah,
want to
that's
sell.
exactly. I
Yeah,
agree.
and
But it's
also
just
a
that the cash,
business.
like the ROI is not going to be good on that. Like if you buy a shop, the rent, like the property value to rent ratio is like it's going to be smaller. Whereas with a house,
i
it's
I agree. I agree with you, but I have I have set some standards for myself. So I need to be on that standards. Like in order to have a business that pay me like a passive income, like in buying a shop,
yeah,
or investing in some business. I have a standard first. So
yeah.
I wanted to be at that standard, and after that I wanted to have some passive income. But for right now, if I would add a passive income along with this content thing, I knew
It's just
myself
gonna add more
it's
stress to your
gonna,
life.
no, not just stress, but it's gonna make me more comfortable, and I don't want to be comfortable, because a passive
Hmm.
income is automatically gonna ease
But
your
you're not
life,
gonna be comfortable. No, no, no. You're not gonna be
I am
comfortable. No, no,
I
no.
have done that. I have done that in the past.
Then in the
When I
past you
started,
might have not this mind, like you might not have had this mindset, but you're not gonna be
uh,
comfortable.
let me tell you, it's actually made me comfortable. I know this is not the hard and fast rule, but it applies to different people on a very different scale. But I had a event management thing here in my city.
Hmm.
So it was like when I was doing restaurant, when the COVID started, so I started doing the event thing. So I go to
Yeah.
people places, decorate them for their birthdays or like small events and like
Damn.
engagements and nikah, like that. And I used to make easily 30 40 thousand dollars from 30 40 thousand rupees from an event. Yeah, not dollars. 30
मैंने
40
कहा
thousand
event
rupees.
organize.
Yeah,
Sorry,
30 40
Urdu,
thousand
my bad.
30. Yeah, 30
Event
40 thousand
management sound
rupees.
like a good gig.
Yeah, 30 40 thousand rupees from every event. And when I started doing this freelancing or content thing, I outsourced this to my best friend. And what he used to do, I get the queries, he also managed the social media, and go to
Yeah.
the event. I already have the assets, the stands, the all the hangings and everything that I have already invested in. So all he has to do, he has to just go there, install those, get the money,
Yeah.
give me the 50%, take his 50%. And that's actually made me comfortable, that I knew that I easily made 150,000 rupees easily every
But
single
you're
month.
still making money
And that was like,
passively in a way.
but that also made me comfortable.
But why is your current income not making you comfortable? Because even though that, like, that's passive pretty much. Why
I
is that
don't
not making you comfortable? And
like my
and that's
this
a hundred
content thing.
percent, yeah.
I don't get you properly. Like what you're trying to say
So
is
your
that why is
current
not me?
income, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you said that your previous event management gig was paying you money passively, so you got comfortable. But then
Hmm.
your current content agency, like, it's also pretty much passive now. Like you're not actively working, like making the videos and this and that. So why is this
Hmm.
not making you like comfortable? Why did that make you comfortable?
I am not sure about your model, but I am actually putting in 10 hours every single day.
Oh, that's crazy.
I am not sure about your system.
I
Maybe you
I
have the maybe you have the craziest and
I
the automated procedures. I am not sure about
no,
this.
no, no.
I am easily putting in minimum 10 hours every single day.
I put in probably 3 4 hours on the business side of things, and then the rest is just my own stuff, like my own socials, community, or whatever else that I want to do. Like
I am just
business
talking
stuff,
about the operations. Yes.
business like for operations, 15 minutes or 10 minutes, I guess.
Oh my
No more than
god.
that, bro. Nothing more.
Oh my god.
Bro, like, I kid you not. By the end of the week, I like. Oh yeah, so I actually just remembered that I have to check a few videos now, because on Monday I'm just notified by my best friend, who's my childhood best friend, because he just oversees everything, and he just tells me that this is how many videos. Like by the end of the month, I don't even know how much work was done. He texts me, that week 1, week 2, week 3, client name videos, this then, and I just sit there for 15 minutes and I make the invoices and I send them over. The rest of the time I'm either just learning, talking with the clients, or just working on my own thing. Like even
I
like
My ops are.
one of my clients, like I've actually made a group with him and the team. So I like they all communicate together. Like they're all in one group and they all talk with each other. They get like mistakes happen, they get stuff done and everything, and I just overlook. Like even the client just talks with them and everything. Like they're all good friends now. But whenever something serious comes up, whenever he wants to make like a certain change, he texts me and he's like, "Let's do this and let's do that." For me,
You can
that's that.
safely
Like for
you
me,
can safe
operations not like not an issue
you can
unless yeah
you can
yeah
safely call
on this
yourself a. That's okay. You
yeah.
can call yourself an agency owner now, but I would honestly call myself a content manager, bro. I daily
Hmm.
put in 10 hours at least,
That's
at
crazy.
least.
I mean,
Yeah, bro.
like, are you working in the business or on the business in these 10 hours?
Including both, like in and on the business, both.
Like, if you were to divide them to like, how would the distribution be? Like, when you say in the business, what's that? When you
Six
say
and
on the
four,
business, what's
six,
that?
60-40 ratio, like 60% on the client's thing. Balki I would say 70-30, 70% in the client's operations
Yeah,
and 30% on the business. So yeah, 10 hours
that's
every
not
single day.
that's not great. Then you should be freeing up your
Uh,
time.
bro, I have so much time. Like I take two
Free up
hours
more
for
time.
myself. What do I do with that?
You learn more.
I am learning more. The
Learn even
three
more.
hours, bro. 7 hours
Learn for
every
eight
single
hours a
day,
day. Practice more. Then
bro.
practice
seven
what you've
hours
learned.
Bro, 7 hours a day I'm investing into client operations. 3 hours a day I'm investing in on the business. So that's also comes under the learning thing, right? I'm
Okay, so
learning new
like
thing, practicing and stuff
what?
like that. And then I'm also giving
Hmm.
2 hours to myself, like on my health, fitness and stuff like that. So that's like,
So when you say the
uh,
client operations, like what comes under that umbrella? Like what are the operations?
you know, I have also the on-site team and also the remote team. So I have to manage both. So
But what do you
it's
manage?
not
Like
like,
videos, like checking the videos, sending them over, reviewing them,
okay,
making
so
sure
I'm not
stuff
sure
got
about,
done.
do you have the scripting thing in your
No,
services or
not
not?
at the moment. No,
So
I
okay,
do
so
have it,
I
but
have
not at the moment.
no, I have the scripting thing. So even the script writer wrote that,
Yeah.
I still check that manually. Okay, then on that on the video editors, there's a quality manager. Even the
Do you,
quality manager checks that, but I
hmm.
still check that by myself because
Why?
every video
Uh,
that gets posted on client social media by our team gets approved by me on a daily basis. If not daily, on like every like twice a week at least, because I do not
okay.
let anyone.
Then
It's not about
that's
I do not.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not about I do not trust them, but it's about like client knows me, right? Client trusts
So,
me.
do you have like the script writer write out your script manually?
Yes.
Why don't you use
It's not,
ChatGPT for that and just like
bro.
give ChatGPT the data of the client, and then
bro
alongside that
bro
give it like 50.
put your hand on your heart and tell me, can ChatGPT write the perfect scripts?
Yeah, it can.
The
Bro,
perfect
it's a
scripts.
large bro. Let me tell you. Do you know how these large language models work?
Bro, I know, but what I'm trying to say is, do you still
It
feel
can, it
like
can,
that
it can.
it writes
Bro,
100%
listen.
perfect scripts?
I mean, 100%, again, it's subjective. Like, I don't know what you're looking for exactly in a script, but if you can give ChatGPT 50 different scripts that you guys have
Hmm.
written in the past, and then
Hmm.
alongside
Hmm.
that, give it 50, so like give it all the information of your client, and then
Hmm.
tell it to only use that particular data to write the script, you will get some pretty great scripts. And then all
I
you have to do is just proofread them. Like that way,
so
you're,
so
yeah.
so what we do is we have the premium subscription, and what we do is we communicate with ChatGPT. So we have this idea, we wanted to have a script, so it will definitely help us with the brainstorming thing. But writing a whole script, we never take ChatGPT's help. Even we have
Bro,
like custom ChatGPTs for that.
use it, but then I guess refine, because I mean, like it's just gonna save you so much time. That's all.
Bro,
Like
at the end of the day,
you have so much
it's not.
data. Then like, why focus on the things that are laborious? So, like essentially, what I'm thinking is that your script writer should focus on making scripts that are so high quality that eventually you do not have to check them. And the only way that's gonna happen is if he has enough time to focus on the quality instead of just like typing out the scripts.
Ali, so here's the thing. When somebody is working with you, I'm talking about the employee. When an employee is working with you, maybe they've been putting their 100%, but there's always something left that
I
you
agree.
have for your client,
I agree.
but they do not. But even they're putting their 100%.
Okay,
So
so
I always want to make sure
huh,
that we have that personal touch in every
I
piece of
understand.
content or every script and everything.
But everything can be operationalized. So like the next time when you're when you're sitting and reviewing a script, really analyze what's going on inside your head. Like what are you thinking, what are you trying to notice, like what is something that you don't like that you're changing. Like write it all
Hmm.
down, do it for like
Hmm.
5 6 scripts, and then eventually operationalize that. Okay, this is what
Hmm.
like this is how I think when I look at a script, and then you
Hmm.
give that over to your script writer.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is that do it like an operational way so that you don't have to look at the scripts anyway, right?
I mean, you can occasionally, but that shouldn't be something that you should be like
I
actively making changes in. Because if
I
if you
I
want to
would,
scale, you'll have to do
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
cannot scale like this.
I
Like you
I
will
agree.
have to do it,
I agree with you, but I feel like the point where we don't have so much clients, right?
bro. If
Like
you
we are
start,
under 20,000.
bro,
Yeah, yeah.
if you let's say get 3 clients tomorrow, how will you handle them? You start training your team right now, and then eventually, when the right
Hmm.
opportunity comes, you're gonna be ready.
Bro, what if we could not deliver results, like we promise results, right? So what if we don't promise result and we then have to chase clients every single month? So that doesn't make
I'm
point.
gonna give
Like
you what
my
Alex.
retention
I'm gonna give you
my
what Alex
retention
Ramosi has to say about this. So the question Alex Ramosi got asked was like how
hmm,
like I don't think I deserve success. Like will I be successful? Like
hmm,
essentially like that's what's happening here, right? You're thinking that you might not be able to deliver results because your team is doing the work, because you are not
hmm.
because like they're not getting the Fahad special, so like they like
Hmm.
the results might not be there. But if you do every single thing that you're supposed to do in order to get success, you wake up every single day, you put in 16 hours of work every single day, you keep on learning, you send 100 messages every if you do all the operations, then it doesn't matter what you think or what you feel, it's going to happen regardless of what you feel or what you believe is going to happen. If you do everything that you're supposed to in order to be successful. Similarly, if you do like if you operationalize every single thing that's going to make a good script, if you operationalize every single parameter like that you check in a video, then the video is going to be good regardless. If you don't feel like, I mean, the video
Hmm.
might not be as good, but you've
Hmm.
operationalized it, so it's going to happen
Hmm.
regardless, doesn't matter how you
Mm,
feel.
I think as if now we don't have like when we were talking about this earlier in this podcast was like maybe when we have at least at least we have done this uh, 50 30 40 50 times, that's going to become our muscle memory. But as if now, as you know, we both don't have uh, more than 10 case studies. Like having 10 case studies are not that bad, but they're also not that good. So maybe once we have that 20 30 case studies where we will have like proven results for different clients and stuff like that, then maybe we just want to trust our gut feeling and stuff like that, that okay, Fahad, if you don't feel good about this video but it checks all the parameters and stuff like that, so maybe you should let this get published and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel you on this. We have a little bit different narratives, but to me, I just want to invest a little bit more time, for maybe at least 2 more years until I'm 30. I'm 28 now. I might want to invest 2 more years like this. Even I'm making $50,000 a month. I wanted to have that Fahad special on every piece
Bro,
of.
that fast special is not gonna be possible at 50K, bro. All
Bro,
you're
why
gonna
not?
be doing
Like
is
if
the
you're
fast
if
special from the moment you wake up,
if
from the
you're
moment you sleep, it's gonna be this,
bro, if you're making $10,000
this,
each client,
this, this.
if you're making $10,000 each client, then what?
Then obviously, I mean, if we're living in, I mean, if we're thinking to like to those extremes, then obviously, like it makes sense.
Bro,
But
you know me that I charge a client $5,000 a month, right?
yeah, yeah,
Is that's doable?
that's
So
doable, definitely.
that's doable. So 10,000 also doable. So what if you get just five
Obviously,
clients at $10,000?
obviously, that it makes sense. That it
Then
makes sense.
then we can do Fahad special, but with the very few people. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect
But Ali, consider this.
sense.
For that $5,000 client, we are promising result, and he's working with us for more than 1 year now. So
Mm,
that
that's
means
crazy.
he finds something. He finds
Really
something
good
working with
churn,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, really good churn. So I just wanted to have that fast special, but with the very few people. Right now we have like I have how many clients do I have? I have 5 clients at the moment, not more than that.
Yeah.
So maybe I just wanted to charge more premium, but deliver more results, right? Maybe increase the pricing
I mean,
down the
yes, for
road.
sure.
Yeah. This was supposed to be like a 60-minute show, but it turned into a 1 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes. Yeah, man, almost 2 hours. So I think it's time to wrap this up. Let me do the outro, and then we're gonna wrap the
Yeah,
recording,
this was
and then
amazing. This was really
you
fun.
have you have to stay with me on the recording until it's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah, for sure, for sure.
uploading. Okay, thank you so much, Ali. It was amazing. It was supposed to be a 60-minute show, turned out to be a 2 hour long podcast, man. But I don't know how long would it turn down after the editing and post production. But yeah, man, it was amazing. It was amazing experience talking to you, man. And I look forward
Likewise,
to
man.
having you on the podcast again, man.
Inshallah. For sure,
Amazing.
man,
Thank you
for
so much
sure.
for your time, bro. Take care. Take care. Bye bye.
Likewise, likewise. Have an amazing day.